chin. Gotta take some L's if you wanna win. They took it, but didn't take us in. I didn't even have no re-up I could re-up with. Had to rob another just to re-up. Pray to God.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Houston Texans. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. Here's Harris to return it. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. A nice start to the drive, picking up 12 yards there and a very quick first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Watson now going to run the option right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
A quick throw complete out to Isabella. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play cornerback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play.
And on an RPO, everything happens so fast, and as a defender, you can't get stuck trying to figure out what's going on. That time he had it figured out in a flash, and he was able to make a beeline to the receiver and make the play.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Right back to him on first down. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now. A great start to this AFC title game. It's 1st and goal. A chance for the first points of this AFC title bout. Now a handoff looking right. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill.
And this one too low.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Sanders' kick is good. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They go play action with Burrow. Drops this one down to Sermon. Sermon with space, a 1st down, and then some. As he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Here's Harris to return it. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Hands it off out of the gun. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Fielded just inside the 20. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Burrow on play action. He sets to fire deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He'll dump this off to Sermon, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Here we go. First down, here's Burrow. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they go play action now. Burrow. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Texans will take over here at their own 12-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the...
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline and they don't get the yards after the catch.
Play action. It's Burrow. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side, and he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's Sherman. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. Burrow going to keep it himself. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Joe Burrow keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Watson on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
He's going to air one out. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. AFC title game, 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to play. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 65 yards on the ground in his first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson steps away. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Texans draw a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will shrink to 6. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing again on second down. Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Big 13. Big 13.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He will find his man Chase, complete. Touchdown. Jamar Chase in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. So that will push them back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Yeah, they're just going to run it here up the middle. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
On second down, another shot for Sermon. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Third and 2, now Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now Burrow on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Whatever the discussions were, it happened. Time to try to slow down this offense. It has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Sermon, they'll try the left side with it. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Now it's Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans 16.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It was a solid check down there with pressure coming, wasn't it?
It was, because you're trying to go through your progression, and when you have that type of pressure in your face, it changes what you're doing and how fast you have to do your reads, and able to come back and find him in open space. That's a really nice play.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Sermon. Broken tackle. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up second and goal.
On 2. Hey, can.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking on extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. And they'll run with Sermon. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Trey Sermon. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Bengals continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. McPherson now for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Makes the score Bengals 30, Texans 10. Evan McPherson will kick off Wilson
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away.
Here's Harris to return it. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Watson off play action. Flushed out right. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that's caught inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 38 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down, Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
One quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Running left is Sermon.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, no doubt here in the 4th quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run once more with Sermon.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking.
And this time he is in.
Yes.
Trey Sermon, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. McPherson on for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. And shutting him off, now open field. And he will finally go out of bounds, but not before he takes it down to the 25. A big play there on the catch and run.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. Powers through. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. From the 16, Watson. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Sebastian Joseph Day gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Touchdown! A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This one fielded at the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the pieces have fallen into place to this point. They've got a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. A berth to the Super Bowl resting on their ability to see this one through to the end. 45 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run. Here's Sermon. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And Burrow going to slide to the ground as he does pick up the 1st down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
Back to Sermon on first down.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On second down, it's Sermon.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off around the 27. He's at the 30. 10. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all three timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Escaping the pressure right.
He'll find Sermon out of the backfield.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Sermon now on 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Again, it's Sermon.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. This was the goal before they started the season, to play